Okay, so I'm here with the 2014 Texas State winner, Michael Feller, and he has been gracious enough to give me a deck profile. So, Michael, why don't you just tell us about your deck and some of the reasons why you play specific cards?
So this is Heavy Metal Fairies, and this is the deck. So we have a 2/2 line of Aromatisse, and he's solely for moving energies around, fairy energies, and any rainbow type energies that are count as fairies. And I only have a 2/2 line because there's just really not room to have too much stuff in the deck. So now we have a 2/2/2 line of Kling Kling. Now I don't play Rare Candy because I played in Oklahoma with Rare Candy, and most of my games I ended up just manually evolving anyway. So it actually gave me more room for techs for just taking out the Rare Candies.
Why did you use those Kling Klangs?
And so the Kling Klangs protect my Steel Pokemon from any EX damage. It doesn't protect from effects, so an enemy Cobalion could still discard energies and stuff like that.
Okay. So, you played these right so you can search them out with Heavy Ball,
Right.
correct?
And you don't ever want to forget about the basics attacks, because I never did use Charge Beam. I used it last format, but not this format. But I did use Smash Turn to get Clink out of the active. You know, there's always a way, even if you don't have a Switch or cards like that. He's the bread and butter of the deck. So now we have our EX attackers. We have Skarmory, we have Cobalion, we have Registeel. Now the two that have the most synergy would be Skarmory and Registeel, because you can triple laser twice on all of your opponent's EXs, and then Skarmory can one-shot all of them with Tailspin Pile Driver for 120, and for a total of 180 damage. And Joust is good for removing tools. I never did face a Trubbish or anything, but I did use it a few times. And Protect Charge is good for if your opponent does a flat amount of damage that you can take 3 hits instead of just 2 hits. And the Cobalion gets past any effects with his Steel Bullet and always does a flat 100 damage. And Righteous Edge is really useful for discarding special energies against Plasma, Fairies, anything of that sort. And then they're just really tanky because they're EXs and they can take a bunch of damage.
No.
We have Rizian to protect against poison, so that way Buffalont can't one-shot you with a laser. And just so you don't get lasered in general, so you don't stay asleep. Darkrai. There's only one Darkrai in here because I could only find room for one Darkrai. And since the format for states is best 2 out of 3, so it's not that hurtful if it's prized because you still have 2 more games. But basically it gives everything in the deck free retreat with a Rainbow Energy or a Prism Energy. And its attack is actually pretty good too. Like, don't forget, you can also attack with Darkrai, because Night Spear can put damage on the bench to clean up with what's the bird?
Skarmory.
Skarmory later.
So, actually, did you play any Excelgor decks at all?
Nope.
Okay. Because I imagine Virizion would just dominate that matchup too.
Right. So the supporters, I mean, I think every deck that's really every deck, I think, in my opinion, needs 4 Junipers, because you can just draw a lot of cards off Juniper. And don't ever be afraid to discard stuff, because you can always just play it out. And I think this is the MVP of the deck, Chorus, because you always, past turn 3, there's basically 10 Pokemon on the field. So you're always drawing a ton of cards to get your max potions and any other cards that you need. And I play 3 Shaunas because in my opinion, Shauna's a good card. And draws you 5 cards. It's basically it's like you're playing an in for yourself when you're taking 1 prize card. And that's the reason why I only play 2 ins, is because I have 3 Shaunas already. And late game, you don't really want to in yourself down to a few cards, because you need to save all your max potions for late game. And really, it doesn't hurt Blastoise anymore because they play Electrode and Tropical Beach. Embor plays Delphox. I mean, you're not really hurting anybody with ends anymore.
Was there ever a point that you wanted to end somebody, but because you only played 2, you weren't able to?
I can't think of one. I mean, I guess maybe one time, but I probably still either won or tied. So heavy balls can get out the entire Kling Kling line and Registeel, and they're just really good because you don't have to discard anything for them, and it's just get 1 for 1. And level balls get you the Aromatisse line. You can get out Clink, Clang, and that's basically like level balls are for early game, so you can get set up. Yeah, the Aromatisse line.
Okay.
Yeah, or Spitzy and Aromatisse.
I like to hear you whispering, right?
He can edit.
Trying to help him.
Now, Ultra Balls get you everything in the deck, especially Darkrai. And, I mean, you have to discard stuff, but usually you don't need all your cards for every matchup. You don't need Tool Scrapper for every matchup, etc. Actually, I never used Tool Scrapper. Well, I used it to discard Muscle Bands, but that was about it. And now, in my opinion, I think 4 Max Potion is the play because with 4 Max Potion, you can beat the Fairy decks that play 3 Max Potion. And since you probably both play Dowsing Machine, so you have 5, they have 4, you win that trade.
So do you think if you didn't play the 4th, then your matchups might have gone different ways?
Probably. And, I mean, the entire point of the deck is to just not get knocked out. And that's what the Max Potions do for you.
Very true.
Now, this is my last minute tech for the Snorlax matchup and for the Fairies mirror match, or any kind of Fairy variant really, and it really did help. I got to use it against Plasma my first round, and discarded their DCs on their back, and then I used Cobalion to discard their special energies on the front, and then they're left dry with no energies on the field. And Tool Scrapper was meant for Garbodor, but I didn't run into any today. But it was useful for discarding Muscle Bands and things of that sort, Float Stones, etc.
Yeah, I think just hitting those key tools during games is going to help you out a bunch.
And since you only run 2 of everything in the deck, I think Super Rod is a play, or a must-have, because you really do need it. For when you have 1 thing prized and 1 thing in the discard, you can get it back. And my ace spec was Dowsing Machine, because you get that 5th Max Potion, 2nd Super Rod, just everything. And the reason why I play no Skylas is because I don't play candies. And the reason why I play no candies is because they weren't useful to me. And what else is typically played that I didn't play? Yeah, I don't play Fairy Garden because, like I said, it's best of 3. You have the 1 Darkrai. I mean, as long as you have it for 1 of those games, you're set. I mean, for 2 of those games, you're set. And so you don't really need Fairy Garden. And if you're going against a Fairy Mirror, maybe they'll play a Fairy Garden for you. And the energies, I mean, it's basic setup of energies. Pretty much every Aromatisse deck is going to play this line of Fairy energy. I mean, I only need 4 because I don't really have any Fairy attackers, so these can only satisfy the colorless conditions. But I need at least 4, that way if 1's prized, I can put 3 on Registeel and still use Triple Laser, even if I don't have any special energies left. And then these are basically my Metal / Dark / Fairy energies.
Slash grass.
Yeah, I did attack with Virizion once, so I guess Grass too. But yeah.
/ Dark.
Yeah, so they give you free retreat with Darkrai, and then they allow you to attack with all your Metal Pokemon. And you can even attack with Kling Kling here, as I did in Finals. And that's the wrap.
So, do you think after playing this entire tournament, playing the Top Cut today, do you see any changes that you would personally make to your deck?
I mean, I'd probably just take out the Scrappers. I mean, you're not gonna, unless you play 3 Scrappers, you're probably not gonna win against Garbodor. So you might as well just take them out and put in 2 more of something else. I mean, maybe a Jirachi, maybe another Level Ball, maybe another Supporter, even a Durant, to just get stuff out. Maybe more energies, or you could play a Thundurus to get back your energies, but you can only attach the energies to Kling Kling because that's your only other Plasma Pokemon. Oh yeah, if your opponent has out plasma, what is that icy thing? Like
Kiram?
Frozen
Frozen
City.
City, okay.
Yeah, if they have out Frozen City, then just put your energies on Kling Klang. That way you don't take damage. So if you can't put your prisms on Kling Klang, so you should have to take damage for prisms. That's about it. There's no counter stadium, so you just deal with whatever your opponent has out. And if they have Verbank out, then you just play Virizion. They can't poison you anyway. And any other stadium in the format pretty much helps you, or just doesn't really hurt you at all, or just doesn't affect you. I think that's about it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the deck profile of the 2014 Texas State winner. Michael, I want to say congratulations to you, man. You really earned it. And this is Epic Pokemon TCG signing out.